Working on Access Chapter 1, we're on Step 7. Open the Properties table in Design View. Well, right now, both your tables are closed. You can click once on the Properties table and then right-click. That right-click provides you with a pull-down menu, and you can go into Design View. When you click Design View, it opens that table in the view you wanted. If you got the other view, no worries. Just come over here to View and click the Design View. All right. So now we can see our fields and their data types. We're being asked to go ahead and change those data types. So let's work on that. The first is date listed, field names, data type. So we want to do date listed. Okay. And we want to make that a date and time field. And that makes sense because what we're trying to do is make that date and time field have the numbers come back like a date. So like Wednesday, April 12th, 2017. So I'm going to come up here to the top of my table. And I'm going to go to date list and I'm going to come over here to data type and click in that field. And I'm going to pick the pull down menu. And on the pull down menu, I'm going to come all the way down to date and time. Click on that, and then your date listed will come back as date and time in the right form. The next choice is to make list price a currency, and that makes sense because your list price is going to come back as a dollar format, so we want to pick currency. Square foot is going to come back as a number. Very often you have 1,800 square feet for a 3-bedroom bath and a half house. Beds will also come back as a number because it'll say you have 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms. Baths should come back as a number because you might have 1.5 baths or 2 baths. And then the next thing it wants us to change is agent ID to number. So we don't change address. Watch on that field and data type, and we change agent ID to a number, not an auto number. Save the changes of the design of the table, and then switch to data sheet view. So I'm going to come up here to properties. On my properties tab, I'm going to right click and hit save, and it says some data may be lost. Since this is if you were designing a database, you would want to know exactly what that is. But in this case, we're going to say yes because that was part of the assignment. We're going to come over to view, switch to data sheet view, and so now you can see our list price are in currency, our dates are in date format, and of course our beds and baths are numbers. I am going to go ahead and get ready for the end of step 7. Step 8, sort the records in the properties table. We are still in the properties table by the list price field. Okay, here is the list price field, but notice it's saying largest to smallest. And remember, I was talking about that just a little bit earlier. Largest to smallest means descending. So right now we've got 85,000, which is probably one of the least expensive houses, and 172, but we're looking for these numbers like 497 to be at the top. So I'm going to click our arrow in our interactive table. I'm going to pick largest to smallest. And when I do that, that $497,000 house is at the top. I'm going to save because I like to do that lots. You can save by your floppy disk. You can save by right-clicking your Properties tab. And you can also go Control and S to save. And that's the end of Step 8. Step 9. Use filter by form to create a filter that will identify all properties with a list price less than $300,000 and 2 bedrooms. So we want to make sure that our filter by form identifies both list price of less than $300,000 and 2 bedrooms. So I'm thinking about list price. And I'm going to come up here to my home tab on sort and filter, and I'm going to go to advanced, and I'm going to pick filter by form. This will give me a row of just my field names, my column headers. Let's click on that, And now we can make individual criteria for each one of these fields. For example, if we click in list price, we can go shift and less than, which is above your comma, and type 300,000. We don't want commas in our number, and we want to make sure we just have 5 zeros. Now I'm going to tab on over, and I'm going to go to bedrooms, and we have a pull down here. We can choose 2 bedrooms, and now our form will bring our table back to us, only showing those houses that are less than 300,000 and have 2 bedrooms. To apply this filter, we come back up here to the home tab to the sort and filter, and we do toggle filter, which applies the filter to our table. And now we have 4 houses, all less than $300,000, and notice all 2 bedrooms. That's the end of step 9. After we save, I'm going to right click and save, and then we also close that table. We are now being asked to close all database objects. So we have nothing open, and you know that because there's nothing on our stage here. Close the database, exit, and submit to My IT Lab for grading or wherever you're asked to submit this assignment. I hope you did your best. If you made mistakes, don't panic. Start over with a fresh downloaded file and try again. Do your best. How about that, team? I got 100. I know you can too.